Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We got another good one for you. They're all good. They're all good, but I'm excited for this one because I've been hearing this dude's name in the scene, the music scene, on everything for quite a while now. Actually, since I started uh, getting kind of into know the music scene, so I'm kind of excited to get to like sit down and talk to you today. But today we got D Money Turn Up. What's up, man?
What it do, man? What's poppin'? Chill sounds and breakdowns. You know what's going down.
Hell yeah, man, dude! I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited to talk to you. Um, Man, I don't know, man. Where do you want to start? You started to be. I mean, like I said, I've known your name around since I started like becoming close with like Dizzy Davis, and then
Yeah.
I think that's where I learned your name was the track that you guys dropped together like years ago.
Yeah. Back in like 2016, 2017, me and Dizzy, we did a whole collab tape.
Yeah,
I've been fucking with aeronautics, aerolife for, I think, I want to say like 6, 7 years now. I
wow.
built a strong relationship with Dizzy and Tyron.
Doesn't yeah they're two dudes that have just been working as far as like
Consistency.
as far as like what Arrow was when I first like learned about it,
Yeah.
and like to what it is now and like what it's like doing, like it's like everywhere I look now, like shows and like,
Yeah.
oh, like
You,
Arrow's doing
you,
these
you
things.
went from two guys who just started out with one or two designs making merch.
Yeah, making merch.
Printing shirts, getting small orders to now you've got thousands of units of
Yeah.
different clothing. Like I can't even call it merch anymore because it's a whole line.
Yeah, it's a whole
You've
like
got
clothing line now that people
50
wear.
different shirts. You got hats,
Yeah.
joggers, sweats, everything.
The sweats. I saw that, the like shorts that they put in now. I'm like,
Mm.
dude, like you guys are like just in everything. You know
You've
what I
done.
mean?
They didn't took the whole clothing brand into an entire event coordination company and like
Which is wild. You know what I mean? Like
insane.
it's insane that it started off as that, just like,
Yeah.
oh, let's design some clothes and like let's see who we can get out there. And then like when I talked to Dizzy about it on one of the podcasts, and he was saying like, yeah, we just decided, give it to a few artists and stuff like that. And then like when he joined, like they were doing their first tour that they like
Yeah.
did, and now like the shows that are popping off like everywhere, like in Cali, fucking Florida, where they I think they just got back from New Orleans the other day, like literally
Yeah.
like 2 days ago, and shit. But you've become a little bit more involved in like a lot of that stuff, right?
Absolutely. So like with a lot of the out of state stuff, I partnered with another company, High Tolerance Entertainment, at the end of 2020, and I touched Florida for my first event, and then my homie Dowdy out there, he brought me out for two more events back in December, and then just kind of seeing the energy and the vibe that all the locals give off for the headlines and for the other locals. I just kind of knew it was a market we really needed to tap into,
Yeah.
and then I had did it.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Hey, stop with the
Hey, that
crying.
little cat wild.
Calm down.
That's good energy though, but not.
Just lay down, please.
Yeah, I had did a tour through High Tolerance with Wi-Fi's funeral and Ill Chris back in January. 4 cities in Florida. We did West Palm, Jacksonville, Tampa, and Orlando.
Shit.
And bro, like I really connected with a lot of people out there. And then I went back for a tour with DJ Scheme and Danny Towers in March. They ended up adding Pooyah for one of the dates. And
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
shit.
Pooyah sold out the sound bar within 30 minutes. It was
Fuck.
600 cap. Shit was crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, just from there, just we connected with so many people. I told Tyron like we have to do it, and he said, "Bro, the company has the funds. Let's do this shit."
Yeah. That's a lot of what that industry is just fucking connections. It's literally
Absolutely.
like networking. That's how you become, all over the country type of thing. Like, 'cause, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're built out of here, you could kill it like in Texas. And it's like, okay, how do I get outside? Okay,
Well-
I gotta meet some people, but you
well,
gotta meet the right people.
That's definitely like the biggest thing. Like what I learned traveling as an artist this year, when you go out of town and you network with artists in their city, they're questioning and wondering like, what did this artist do to get out of his town and come into my town?
Yeah.
How is he in one of the studios I'm going to, but I've never been out there? How is he on a show out here, but I've never done anything there? And they start to question what they're doing with the career and try to see what you're doing,
Yeah.
and as an artist that's building myself, like I look at all the artists and do the same thing. Like I'm trying to see, all right, what did you do for you to level up?
Because that's how you learn. Like, that's how you learn
Exactly.
how to. You're not gonna. One, you don't know how to do it all. When
Yeah.
two, like you just get those outside perspectives. It's like, oh, okay, like I didn't think about how to get out of here, but like let's see. And it's also just literally asking, like, hey, like how did you get out here? I'm like, oh, like I got a tour
Absolutely.
with this because I work with this company. I was like, okay, maybe I need to look into that, like look into getting it, like
And
on
then
that.
the energy that it brings to people back in the city, you know, when the people in the city see you out doing things and doing more, they want to support more because they're like, oh, he's actually doing what he said he was gonna do. Like it's not.
You've been, yeah. That's like one thing I've literally like. I think on a daily basis, like I see like some sort of event you're either like performing at or
Yep.
doing or touring because you just got back not too long ago,
Yeah,
right?
I'm literally, I'm on the road every weekend.
Yeah.
I've done over 100 shows this year,
Oh my
and
god.
that's it as just as a performer, not including hosting, helping organize, or even just attending. I'm out 5-6 nights a week,
Yeah.
trying to show face and network, meet new people, and because you never know who's gonna listen and who's actually gonna support. So you can't just go out and think like, oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
You
No, it's got to be with purpose. A lot of
you've
things,
gotta
or
touch people.
just because you're going out to the show and you want to enjoy it doesn't mean that you're like also you got to think about okay as an artist or as
Yeah.
an event like promoter or whatever it's like what else can I do when I talk to somebody. This person is not just like, hey, we're at the same shows. Like, hey, do you do anything? Like, what do you like?
Yeah,
oh, okay, you're an
absolutely.
artist. I was like, oh no, you do shows. Like, or you make artwork. You shoot videos. Like, any type of these connections are like, because they're everywhere. Like, it like
Absolutely.
literally everywhere you go. Like, especially like events and like shows and like a bunch of people attending there are either in the industry, like it, know how to do something.
Yep.
Like, what, and it's random. Like, oh, maybe this person knows how to computer code. Okay, I'm gonna need to build like websites, or maybe I need to like do my shows or something like
Yeah.
that. Like every single person. Not to say like you can like you should be looking for people you can use, but like there's people that you can meet and make purposeful connections and not, like make every hey like I'm out every night and I'm out doing all these things. Like, but all of it is like I'm bringing it back to something that I can like use it to help push brand forward, yourself forward, and I think you're definitely someone that's doing that. That that actually like talks about it and is about it because you're out there like constantly.
One thing I preach to everybody is like don't burn a bridge you've built. Like I try to do good business by everybody and keep solid relationships. I might go like disappear from contact for a couple months, but it just goes from like I said, like I'm trying to touch as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And like if I've connected with you once, I'm gonna connect with you again. You feel me? It doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, a year later. If I fuck with you and support you, it's genuine and it's always gonna be like that. So I try to preach to other artists and promoters, producers, everyone to do the same.
Yeah, because like I mean that connection that you said like hey I might not talk to you for a little bit, but you
Yeah.
still got it there. It's just that, and then I don't think anybody really could look at like first like you like saying like he hasn't like hit me up in months. Is like when they look at what you're doing, it's like this dude's busy. It's not like he's like hey he's not doing shit.
You'd
and
be
not
surprised.
Wanting to talk to, but that's insane to me because like I literally like every time it's like that dude's doing stuff all the time, like all it's like so if you're not hitting me back, I'd be like oh okay he's busy. Like me and Dizzy talked about that because he's like yeah I got like 100 missed calls right now, and it's like I'm like I know that he's always doing shit. So when I like literally when I text him, I'm like I expect a text back in like 2 days.
I
like,
applaud
Like,
Dizzy and Tyron. No cap, because like please don't ever put my phone number on the flyer. Tyron showed me his text messages one time, and I thought I'd deal with a lot of artists, and I'm just like, shit, bro. like your life is stressful.
But it's a lot, you know what I mean?
It
and
is.
when you look at throwing, because every one of them has questions, and not everybody uses the same contact method.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to keep up with all these people and be like, okay, who would I tell? So consistency and like you're contacting, like how you tell everybody what to expect at events, especially artists. Like, it's like, hey, you need to know this, and that. Other than that, it's on you. Like you show up on time, that's your shit. Like if you don't, like this is what we're gonna do. Like we're moving on.
That's probably the best part about being an artist that helps out kind of coordinate events, because when artists get to kind of complaining about situations, I can try to mediate from a middleman's perspective, because I see from the promoter side and I see from the artist side. Like as a promoter, they're taking the chance on paying for the venue, paying for the DJ, getting all the expenses covered and they're providing a space for the artist.
Yeah.
And if the artist can't bring anybody out, you know, what did you really do? You know?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, this artist might bring out 5 heads, but this other artist might bring out 50. And we're still going to let the artist with 5 heads perform, but it's not going to be when you want to, just because you're not the person who deserves that. You know, the artist who brought everybody deserves that. And one thing in the industry is, like, it's a pay-to-play game. You feel me?
Yeah.
It costs paper to make paper. So, to all my artists out there, hey, pay to play. Pay your dues until it's time to get paid your dues. Don't.
It's an interesting concept. And as starting off as an artist, that's one concept that I hated. Like, I was like, what does I have
Absolutely.
to fucking, but and it's not even like in the scene that we were in, like, because we were in a metal band,
right?
It wasn't even ever paid. It was just pre-sales.
Well, bro,
like,
metal and rock music is so different though, because most of those guys, they're putting 100 ticket sale minimum on people, 50 sales, you know? Like,
so it's like pre-sales, but like in like, I know a lot of like the hip hop shows and stuff, it's like, oh, you can just pay a certain amount, like you play, and like then you make money after.
But
that.
I mean, rappers are blessed too. Like, you know, like I said, most metal events back then, shit, you got to sell 50 to 100 tickets.
Depending on who you're opening for and shit like that. If it's a big artist, they're insane.
These artists, they be complaining about selling 10, 20 tickets. Like,
see, that's not.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. It was like, and I get some. I mean, like I said, and it's just about perspective. And you're right about that. It's like you can't go all into one side. You need both. And I appreciate that you look at it from like an artist point of view, and like, you know,
absolutely.
It's like, so, and that's one thing. Like, as I've gotten more into the actual like business part of it, I'm like, okay, you gotta like. Yeah, as a promoter, whoever's making the video, you're putting up money, and if this thing loses money, you're the one that's out of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's learning the purpose of these things. Like, oh, pre-sales guarantees that expenses are paid for and gives you a shot at making money. You know what I mean? Like, it's as far as that goes. Fucking, what are you doing?
Okay, I wanted to pounce so bad.
But yeah, like it just gives you a way to get paid, and there's certain things that you can live with, and you don't have to take every show. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to take if you are really against like a certain aspect that this company's doing. Right. It's like, oh, you have to pay this amount and you don't want to do it. That means you don't have to, but you're also not playing that show.
Exactly.
So you got to look at like, okay, balance out. Like, is this, if I pay to play, or if I do the pre-sales for this one, what am I getting out of it? What's the possibilities? Okay, I get to, you can't just look at like, okay, well, I get to play. No, it's like, okay, what am I going to do to capitalize this? Do I have merch, like, so I can sell? Maybe I don't get ticket sales, but I can sell shit.
Exactly.
Like, and that's all yours. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, can this, with this connection, working with this company, future on, help me work with other shows it's gonna help me better. Like,
and that's the biggest thing with aeronautics is they're giving every artist an opportunity to make money.
That's one thing. Once DJ started working with Dizzy, and I started looking at like how like Aero does stuff, and I'm like, everybody's getting paid. Like,
they've got the platform,
like,
and you make as much money as you want.
As you want to work for, yeah.
You feel me?
But you have a lot more opportunities than like to make money than I have had like when I was like in just like the metal shows around here and stuff like that. It was always like we would make enough to play, and maybe we'd make like I can tell you the most that we've ever made was like $200, I think, and that was like one of our like biggest shows and shit. Yeah. And it was like packed out. I was like,
people don't realize the organizing expense is up there, you know?
Yeah. But like with Aero and them, I'm like, okay, like they've taught me how, like, okay, shows can run a little bit different. Like people will come out if the event is good. Like, and then once you create a reputation of like, oh, your events are really good. So not only like so that's why I think with like Aero now, like they have so many people coming out. It's like, oh, the last 3-4 shows I went to were fucking lit. I'm gonna go to all the other ones, and I know it's gonna be a good time, kind of thing. So that consistency, and being able to promote, being able to charge whatever you charge to get in, because it's like, we charge this much because it's fucking good. Like, it's the product is like quality. You know
and
what I mean?
And the network of artists we've built now too. We've got so many dope acts that we don't have to burn the city out on them. Mm-hmm. We can rotate artists out monthly, bi-weekly, however we do it, and give everyone opportunity, show the love, and kind of let them build off of what we have going.
Yeah.
Because, like, I try to tell everybody, if we've got 10 artists on the lineup and everybody brings out 20 people each, and then the host brings out however many, and then just off of the word of mouth from the people coming, you've got an extra 100 in the door. Now you've got a super successful event with everyone satisfied.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an experience.
It's an experience, and it's a learning thing. Like, and you adapt. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
learn what works for you. Like, it's not a
You've got to
cookie
learn to
cutter like
balance.
mold thing. Like, he's like, you figure out what like specifically works for you as an artist. Like, what compromises are you willing to make
Yeah.
until until you're in a position where you don't have to make those. You know what I mean? Like, when
And-
you have more, but that comes with you being consistent in your work, like your
Right.
art. What music are you putting out? How are your performances? Like, are your performances worth going to? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you have to have your show has to be consistent. Whatever you're marketing, you have to be able to market that, and it's got to be good. Like, it's got to be good. Like, whatever aspect it is, whether people just like your personality, whether people like your music, whether people like your live shows, you just got to be good at whatever you like. You decide if you're good at all of them, then fuck, you're gonna be great. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing with Arrow too. We've got so many diverse personalities a part of the team.
yeah,
Where you got DJ, you got Dizzy, you got Tyron, you got me. Like that's 4 different mindsets, and we all just put ideas together. And some people might not want to talk to me or holler at me to do business, but they'll reach out to DJ. Hey, I want to do this, or they'll reach out to Tyron like, yo, boom,
yeah.
and
That's what creating
it goes
like
full
the right
circle.
team. You know what I mean?
Full
It's all
circle.
about creating the right amount of the right people in your team to
Yeah.
be able to do those. Okay, because like I can't alone. You can't do all of it. Like, especially with how busy especially how busy Arrow's like been doing
Yeah.
and the stuff out of state, all the tours and stuff. I'm like, there's
Bro,
no way.
I remember
you know.
I did my first show with Arrow at like I think it was like Lola's or something downtown, and I think I brought like maybe 3 people out. You feel me?
Yeah.
And back then I probably paid I think I paid like $100 to get on that show.
Yeah.
And I said fuck it, like next one I'm gonna do better.
Yeah.
And then I think I paid 100 or 200 that next one, and I ended up selling 20 tickets. And then I gave out the rest of my tickets for free, and shit, I did great.
Yeah.
From there, we built.
Like, you just like it's different. Like I said, part of the like I said, when I was younger in like the music game, I was like, fuck that, I'm not paying to play. And I was
Yeah.
just like real, but then I'm like, okay, yes, I've put in work to like the art and stuff like that, but I also like, how do I like prove it? You know what I mean? Like, how do
Absolutely.
I prove like who's coming out? Yeah, I might be like, like say our band might be the greatest people like fucking band in the world, but if no one's coming out to see it, I go,
Yeah.
we're still broke. Like, we're
Yeah.
still not making money for whoever's organizing this. So
For real. Shout out
doesn't
Bad
matter, you know?
Astronauts, though. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Bad Astronauts, dude. They fucking killed it last night. That shit was fucking awesome. That was such a good event. And I was like, I gotta cop it and wear it. I was like, wear it on the podcast tomorrow. They're so fucking good. But yeah, like exactly, like you have to be consistent. You have to be able to have people trust in you and be like, hey, we're gonna put on a good show, and then we can bring out people, that are
Yeah.
gonna want to see us, that are gonna want to see your other artists, and it's all about connectivity. That's one thing I liked about like Chill Sounds, that some people came out for 1 or 2 artists, but
Right.
saw a whole
It
bunch
was
of other ones.
A
you know what I
very
mean?
diverse crowd, too.
Yeah, and I love that. Like I keep like saying that over and over in every one of these podcasts, but the mixed genre show like idea,
It is.
so
It's
fucking
where it's
lit.
at.
Like last night at the Bad Astronaut show, the Arrow event at Post.
You got a
Had
couple.
like a bunch of like some hip hop acts. I know Dizzy and like Young Sativa were out there.
Yeah.
And then you have like the more like punk rock, like Treehouse Cabaret. Then you
Yeah.
have like Bad Astronauts who like led it, and a bunch of like indie rock bands. I'm like, dude, and then that crowd stayed consistent that entire night. You know what I mean? Because that's what people listen to music now.
They're
People-
supportive.
Yeah, people just want to have a good time at most of these events. You know what I mean? And that's like what I've learned to enjoy most out of like shows and concerts. Like, I'm just here to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck who's playing. Like, I love music.
Right.
So I'll listen to like, a ton of different genres. I already do that. Like, so being able to be at a show and just being like, hey, it's all the like types of different genres that I like, and then some that I don't know, and it's like, oh, okay, I learned what I like more. You know what I mean? Or what I like, or maybe don't like as much, but I still enjoy a lot of instrumentation and stuff like that. So I can listen to a bunch of things, and I think that's a good idea that to do, because I think one of the first like mixed genre shows, actually the first mixed genre show I went to was it was an Arrow show at what's that place in downtown? That's on the second floor. It used to be
Red Goose.
Red Goose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dizzy put that together.
Yeah. That show
Yeah.
was fucking insane. 'Cause I
Yeah,
remember
shout
walking
out.
in and Tony Love was playing. I'm like, I was like,
Yeah.
first time I saw him, I was like, this shit's fucking lit. And then like this other like punk band went up next, and I'm like, holy shit, they're fucking crazy. I'm
Nah,
like,
for
what the
real.
fuck?
Shout out the homies Animal Jam Band.
Animal Jam
Yeah.
is so fucking good. I fucking love Animal Jam. They're literally
Yeah.
one of my favorite local bands.
My
ever.
homie Jesse's a member of their band. We
What's his last name?
Hildebrand.
Yeah.
We went to high school and junior high together.
Oh, really?
Dude's dope, bro.
That band is so good. That
So
band is
good.
so good. I've been a fan of them since they dropped their
Endless
first,
potential, bro.
Yes, they're a genre, like they're literally the genre they've built around, like is one of my favorites. So I fucking enjoy Animal Jam like so much, because I've been wanting them to wear. I think DJ actually worked with
They
them
just did an event with DJ.
Yeah. And I was like, yes. I was like, you
think
need to
a
work
couple
with
days
them.
ago. No cap, because like I reached out and he was like, "Hey, my manager actually already has us on that," and I was like, "Oh shit,
Oh, nice.
yeah, awesome."
Yeah, dude. No, they're good. They're definitely a great band. But man, musically, you've been at it for a while. Like, how long have you been doing music?
Man, bro. So like, I want to say really like junior, senior year high school. I had stopped playing basketball, and then I just started making music.
Just randomly, just like, oh, what
Yeah,
were kind of like
I had
pushing you?
Man, so I was at Southwest High School before I had transferred back to Bell, and I had just had surgery. I quit playing. We were at lunch just making beats with the pencils on the table and freestyling, doing a bunch of bullshit, and they started making YouTube videos on the phones, and me and a couple friends just started having fun with it, and then we just started taking it serious.
Yeah.
I started off recording in my homie's closet, and then
That's how you do it. That's how you start off, man. Everyone started off in the closet.
when I transferred back to Bell, I had some homies that like recorded at a professional studio, an industry studio.
Oh, really?
And his dad was funding them.
Oh, shit.
So I kind of put my music on hold and tried to manage them.
Yeah.
And I got a taste of that. And we were in high school, like in the club 6 nights a week.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
we're underage. Like
Did you have to like sneak in to get in them? Or
nah, we would just pay the extra fee for not having an ID. Yeah.
That's the shit you gotta do.
Nah, for real. And then still get up and go to school in the morning. But
holy fuck.
yeah, nah, I just I really just came from there, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I ran into a lot of people my senior year that did music and started just networking with them. My homies, shout out Peeps Nation, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They hit me up for a Halloween cypher actually.
Oh, really?
Oh God, like I want to say it was like 2012, 2013, something like that.
Holy
Maybe 2014, but I came through. It was at the Bedford Boys Ranch in HEB, and I fucking I killed their shit. You feel me? I killed the cypher, and then the people they were fucking with was like, "Hey, bring that white boy, bring him here." And then I met a whole bunch of other artists, a little label, you know. We had just started networking with them, and they went by Pink Slip. They had B-Ham, the Duda Ricky Bobby Style. They had
what?
him.
They had him?
Yeah, he was their artist, and then they had another artist named like Lil Juan. Yeah, I forgot what big song he had, but we had built with them for a while.
Yeah.
And then I kind of saw like how label operations went and all types of shit. That was like the first team unit where, all right, you got 20 artists all wearing the same T-shirts.
Yeah.
The branding. You got a structure to where we're posting regularly. We're pushing something regularly. You're making sure someone from the team drops on a Tuesday. We're doing this on a Monday. It was very structured.
Yeah.
But it was like anyone could be a part of it. It wasn't like just pure talent. It was more like development and branding. So like I left that alone whenever I turned 18.
Yeah.
I got like my first little contract. It was just for events. I signed a 6-event contract at a Max Mango Lounge in Bedford.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I had 6 events at a 50-50 door split.
Okay.
And they weren't bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was my first taste of throwing events. I put, like, local high school performers on. I had my dog, DJ Johnny Rip. Shout out to bro. Man, me and Rip actually We met on some crazy shit. It was my second show ever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the promoter out there. It wasn't Arrow. I don't think this artist has ever done any shows with Arrow, but he's definitely around the Fort Worth scene. I'm not sure if he still makes music, but I had a show at Froggy's Boathouse, and I had
Okay. I remember Froggies.
yeah, like yeah, bro. I had a
flashbacks.
Lil Ronnie Mother F and a Half Pint. They picked me up from my mom's house.
Really?
Yeah, and they drove me to the show. I had Pint shooting a video for me that night, and the promoter was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pay you $400." It was like, I'm brand new to this. I don't know anything. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pay you $400." Blase, blase. We get there, bro. There's nobody here at all.
Oh no!
Literally, it's us, the DJ, and the bartender.
Oh fuck!
Nobody. And then like we're like, what the fuck's going on? And I tapped in with Rib. It was the first DJ I ever met. You feel me? And we kind of bonded because we both got fucked by the promoter. Neither of us got paid. We both wasted our time.
Fucking bonding by getting fucked over.
It was motivation for me though. You know, Lil Ronnie probably told me the realest thing, like as an artist you can do is, it doesn't matter how many heads are in the building. If you can make a difference, if you can make one fan that night, you did your job as an artist. And you can't be upset at that. Yeah. So like I wasn't gonna perform, but Ronnie was like, "Fuck it, bro, perform." And I can't lie, I was trash then. But and that's one thing I preach to all my homies now. Please don't be yes men. Like if you have friends that make music, critique them. Don't get mad at your friends if they tell you like, bro, no. You know, because I wish people would have told me no back then, because I hear me now and I hear me then, and I'm like, who was okay with this?
Who let this happen?
For real.
That's you know what, and that's one of the realest things that you learn, that I think I've come to learn, is like growing up more in like in this scene and just like having more friends that are artists, and I'm like, man, I gotta be as honest as possible. Like
absolutely,
I do you no favors by telling you like, yeah, that shit was great, and then be like, that shit was not good.
For real.
Like if I and it literally, I was talking about this. I think it was with my friend Far. But we were like, yeah, like if it sucks, I need you to tell me it sucks, because if I tell you, then I'm like, hey, this could be better. Right. It's not because I'm trying to shit on your song. It's because I think that you can do better. Absolutely. Like because I believe in you to do better. It's like, hey, but you got to go back to that drawing board. Like figure this out. Like there's something here, but you could figure it out. Like not just like, or like, hey, maybe it's the same for you. Like I don't know. Like but you know what? If you get people saying that shit, like it's still, if you want it, it's gonna motivate you to be like, okay, absolutely. I'm gonna make some shit that's gonna make me, sound good. It's some, even if whatever type of feedback it is. But if you keep the right round of people around you that tell you honestly about this, and you actually, if they actually give a fuck about you and they care about you,
they're gonna help you build and develop.
They're gonna tell you like, hey,
they're gonna coach.
Like, hey, you could do this, you could do that, and that's why like stuff like working with other artists, like doing collabs, doing like writing with other people helps so much, because you get that outside perspective of what somebody else does.
You know what I'm saying? You see what they do. Exactly. You see what they do. And like every artist has their own kind of sound, their own cadences, their own rhyme schemes, and you can build from other artists. Like Tony, you mentioned Tony Love for example earlier. I feel like Tony is one of the hardest artists in Fort Worth, and like he doesn't get much credit, but he gets a lot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He gets love, and he could do like, he can get so much more credit.
Yeah, he does.
Then knock him out, man.
He does a lot of like, he's diverse. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, diverse. Because I remember was a project that it's the one right before the one he dropped. Damn it, I can't. Anyways. Saucy McGee is a song that I remember. But I'm like, that shit's hard. And I listen to the other stuff. It's like real like introspective and like real. I'm like, holy fuck, like okay, like
bro's got some mosh pit knock him out shit. Yeah, he's got some rage music. He's got some straight lyrical bars. Yeah, and then he's got some shit you can vibe out to.
Like I was like, dude, this dude is diverse. You know what I mean? Like, and it's someone that who takes what he learns and what like he gains like knowledge and stuff, and like, okay, like I can do this, like I'm gonna learn how to do it, like let me work with other people. And it's another person I see collabing all the time with a bunch of people.
That's a marketing king right there. He's from Fort Worth, but he has multiple artists in Denton that he's frequently working with. Me and him did a song and a video together. We've done a couple songs.
Yeah.
But like we shot a video and he's living in Dallas.
Oh, shit.
He's got people in Dallas. So this is an artist who stayed all across the Metroplex and networked with people all across the Metroplex. So it doesn't matter where you book him at in DFW, he's gonna have people come out and support him.
Yeah.
And that's built off of the genuine groundwork that he himself has put in.
Yeah.
And so like that's just like a retrospect for other artists to see. Because
Like,
a
how
lot,
do I do that? Like, how do I, play anywhere at least? Like, if you're looking at here, like the DFW area is fucking huge. Like,
Absolutely.
so if you could play any place here and fucking kill and like bring out like a shit ton of people, it's like you got a fucking badass following right now. Like, and then that's just because that's just a giant one in this area. Like, and it's not too far from each other. Like any Denton, Fort Worth, Dallas, anything out there, Arlington. This is a good area to like kind of if you can get a grip on it, like on the entire area, then it's like
you can catapult.
You can catapult and go like, and you can go down south. Like even Texas alone as a market is just fucking huge.
You look at Houston, bro. Houston artists don't have to leave the city to blow up.
No,
at all.
Houston's huge.
Yeah, for real. We just did a Texas tour for a Houston artist, and I think it's his first shows out of his own town.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh crap!
You feel me? And he's verified. But that just goes back to Houston. Houston itself is so big and so supportive that artists in their city, they don't have to leave to blow up.
Yeah.
You can be an artist in Houston and make money in Houston forever.
That's kind of what I've been noticing about a lot of like Texas like towns is that most people like don't need to leave the state to like make a living at like this. You know what I mean?
The artists in other cities, you got to leave the city though.
Yeah, you have.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have Quinn NFN if he doesn't come to Dallas and Houston. No one's looking at Austin.
Yeah.
Southside Hoodlum in San Antonio. In a retrospect, kind of the same thing. You got to go to Austin, Houston. I don't think he's really came to Dallas like that, but it's
That's
things that
Houston can do that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you have to go hit certain cities to kind of turn up.
Yeah, but even that, like, you don't have to leave the state. Like, it's like this state. There's enough like
it's enough people here
to build like an entire like momentum, and then to like immediately blow up and like move. Do whatever you want to do out of here. But it's one thing that I've come to appreciate about like the state, and I'm like, oh, okay, like there's plenty of places here to blow up with like whatever industry you're doing, but a lot of like music, like it's a good state to have like that.
Yeah.
To be able to build like a music career or anything like promotion, it's a good business town. Like
that's the thing with the events too, though. Like when you're throwing the events, you kind of see like which artist has pull where, especially with the headliners like Arrow. They got 5 dates with Wolf. You feel me? Like we did San Antonio and Houston. Both of those super sold out, very successful. Florida,
I heard about
they're about to be the same. Dallas is going to be ridiculous. My homie Bobby High Tolerance, he had did Los Angeles, and that shit sold out 2,000 people, Regent Theater. Fucking most intense event I've ever been to.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I love about one of the things about like talking to Dizzy and like seeing Arrow is like just the possibility of like what you're able to do. Because I feel like there's one thing that I don't know if not every artist, but like one thing that I used to have is that I would always like that's way in the future if it's gonna happen. Like it's not something you can do like now, and it's really like, oh no, it's just put the fucking work in, and like and that shit is like within reach. You know what I mean? Like it can be done. Just like when I tell like DJ like the difference between the first Chill Sounds he ever threw and then the second one, I was like was astronomical. Like in the amount of people that came out and the amount of like shit that built. I was like, so like now the first time he was telling me about the idea, I was like, yeah, you can get it done. Like it's gonna be hard, this and that, blah blah. But once he did that one, now it's like, oh, like the next one is gonna be like
once you
bigger.
Bro, once you get them jitters out of your first event, bro, it ain't shit.
Yeah, literally that's all it was. Is like, oh no, like
it turns routine.
So now like he was bringing me ideas, and I'm like, yeah, you can do that. And he's like, there's not an idea I'm gonna tell you like, no, you can't do that. I was like, yeah, you can do it. It's like, you just gotta know the right people. Like it's like, okay, you want to do this? Who do we need to know? Who do we need to get to? Let's get to them. Like they're they're not out of grasp. Like we can find them here. Like
Yeah.
they're here. People like whatever you want to do. It's just you got to get to the right person. If you can't get directly to that person, who's close to them? Like who do you get to get to them? Like there's a ladder. There's like a chain to get to these people and they make the right connections. You know what I mean? And it's just talking.
You feel me? Like I reached out to one artist in Atlanta to get his booking price, and he sent me his manager. I hit his manager trying to get the price. He didn't give me the price. He responded, didn't give me the price. Didn't say anything about not accepting bookings or anything. I hit him back with all the information I needed. Never heard anything back.
Damn.
So it's like these managers are missing bread for their artists too. You feel me?
Yeah. It's kind of manager kind of. You also, I guess, you got to find someone. Like I've never dealt with a manager, but I'm assuming you have to like have someone that you trust and be like, hey, like who's gonna get me money? Like at the end of the day, like that's what they're there for. Like you're here to get me jobs, to get me shows to play, to get me
My high ass, bro. I'm really just high and forgot where I was going with that. But man, bro, Dizzy. He's a fucking household name out here. That Northside song, bro, really kind of put him on the map.
Yep.
And that's the city of Fort Worth, like, they themselves, they're always going to support that because the Northside is, like, historical. You feel me?
Yeah, like, I remember when he put that out, and I felt it to a degree, and I was like, I was like, his friend, and I, like, and so in that, I think I felt it in, like, in the micro. I was like, oh, it's cool. Like, it's in that. Like, I know him. But once I started seeing like what that song was like doing for him, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's like literally that's why they will always like fuck with Dizzy. That's why they still always fuck with Dizzy. I mean? Like that's because he's remained consistent to like his people from around here. He's doing shit everywhere, but he's still like the people from here are still gonna be like loyal to him like forever. You know what I mean? Like there's no getting rid of that type of like support.
I feel like Aeronautics as a whole is going to put a remarketing campaign behind that song pretty soon.
Really?
You feel me? I feel like Dizzy's going to keep rapping. He's got something coming for you guys.
Oh, I've heard some of it. He records some stuff here with DJ, so I'm like I'm always like getting to see him work and be like, fuck, like I keep asking like when you gonna put that song out? Like last night there's a song that he's recording and he got me on the hook. And like I showed up yesterday and he's like, I was just kidding. I was like, hey, are we doing that song? He's like, yeah, we're doing it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, okay. So we did it together. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like I love, like hell yeah.
That's why I'm glad to see him performing again because when you're organizing these events and doing that, it's harder to make music and create and find the time to push your craft because you got to put so much time into organizing and building the event. You feel me? So like. You got to applaud the artists that do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely do. Especially like, I know all the work stuff he's doing and like personal stuff. Like I know some of the shit that he's trying to get done, and I'm just like, how the fuck are you doing all this?
Yo,
shit?
I don't know how they handle the scheduling.
I have a tough time like scheduling people for this. I'm getting used to it. And I'm getting more structured now.
Yeah.
Like this week I have 3 that I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh, okay, like I can if I structure my shit like the right way, like I can get these done. Like,
absolutely.
I can literally, like
people don't think about post production, the editing.
Yeah, because I do it all. Like you know what I mean? Like
it takes time.
Like DJ just does my audio, like and just sends it to me, and I'm like, but everything else I do, I'll like the promo vids, I'll like the posting and stuff like that, because I also like manage the Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is a lot. And I can do it. And then like, and when it first started, it was just kind of like. I knocked 6 episodes out in 2 weeks, like with like recording, with like doing the interviews and like putting them out. And I'm like, okay, after that, I'm like, I don't need to go that hard. I just need to be consistent. So right now, with the amount of like interviews that I got going, like I have the rest of the content for the rest of the year, and I'm like, okay, like I'm good. Like that's the type of like ahead of schedule type shit I need to be on, so that I can eventually like start getting someone else on the team to help me like edit. You know what I mean? Maybe I just worry about like doing a podcast. You know what I mean? Like I worry about this, send it off to someone does it, so I can just work consistent. But I've just realized like all of it just takes hey, take the time, be organized. Like what are you doing this week? Okay, and it's a little more work, but it eventually like makes it easier, and I'm less stressed about shit. You know, like, I don't have to worry about like, oh shit, like the episode comes out tomorrow, I have to finish editing it tonight. And that's how it was. Like the past like 5, like before like the past 2, that's how I was. I'm like editing literally the night before to get it uploaded for like the next morning, and I'm like, I'm not done, like cutting shit. I'm like, like why is it like this?
It's the same thing with releasing music. Like I use distro to upload
Yeah.
everything, and
Bro,
you
shout out
know,
Distro Kid. I like Distro
yeah, shout out
Kid.
distro. You want to upload, with a certain time frame before you release. That way
Yeah.
it hits all the platforms you want, all the playlists you want,
Mm.
and that way you just have all the marketing behind it at the right time. And sometimes I'll forget to upload, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, let me push this back,
Well,
or
yeah, because I didn't know that. They're like, I'm always like, oh, you should, if you upload it, like, it'll be ready, like, that day. And it's like,
yeah,
nope. It's like, it'll hit, like, Spotify one day. It'll hit, like, the
yeah,
other ones. And then some of the other ones, it'll trickle along, like, a week and something later. So they have to be, you have to,
yeah.
like, have that shit uploaded for at least,
Well,
like, I think they recommend a week.
I
But,
fucked up a couple weeks ago. I uploaded a song with one of my homies, and I meant to set the release date for a few weeks later, and I set it for the same day, so it hit everything the next day
oh, shit.
after it processed. And my homie was like, "Yo, bro, I didn't know we dropped." I was like, "What?" So it's like now I didn't get to properly market it, so
Yeah.
it's like annoying. So I got to push it harder.
And it kind of sucks because like that's what releasing music is like. It's
Yeah.
like it's gotta all be ready. Like
Absolutely.
not just like, hey, we release a song. It's like, no, who's gonna push it? Like what's gonna push it? Like what
Yeah.
kind of like shit do I have to promote it? Like what kind of like posts or like videos or what's gonna come out when and shit like that. Like you have to have all that in a package ready to go and be like, I know what's going on. Not like, hey, I'm dropping
Absolutely.
a song and then we're gonna figure this out. Like, nah, dude,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing. And I don't people who aren't artists and just see like the finished products, like, oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. And it's like, no, dude, these things had to be like done. That's not just like we thought about like, what's gonna happen next week, when the video's dropping, when like clips are dropping,
Yeah.
teasers, when this and that, blah blah. Posting about it every day, like someone's got to do that. And for most of us, it's us, because like you got
Yeah.
nobody else to do that.
No
shit for us.
cap, like people don't understand like the amount of bread it takes to be a successful artist is insane.
It's insane how much.
And
money.
like I know one of the big things, like I remember a while back in the interview I heard K Camp say like you've got to spend $10,000 a year for 5 years straight on your campaign just to gain motion. And I can see that, just because as an artist myself, I'm paying anywhere from 50 to 500 per beat,
Yeah.
another 80 an hour to record and get my song mixed and mastered. And I'm paying 50 to 100 for the cover art. Then I'm paying the $10 on distro for the upload.
Yeah.
And then I'm putting another 500 in marketing, or I'm paying 1,000 for this music video.
Yeah. It's
And-
insane how much
yeah.
like, and then like you might not see it because you don't ever tally it up, but once you start sitting down and be
Absolutely.
like, oh shit, I am spending a ton of money on it.
Yeah.
But it takes it. Like you need to do that if
Absolutely.
you want to like this to be pushed to be successful. Like because the thing about music is that there's so many fucking people making
Right.
music, and there's
And
so much shit that's good. Like,
That's one thing in the industry, bro. Like, the SoundCloud era kind of changed everything, bro. 2016, 2017, I had got jammed up. I did a year in jail. I came home, and absolutely everybody was a rapper, a producer, a camera guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing graphics, and I'm just like, wow, this is the game now.
Yeah.
The market's oversaturated.
Incredibly oversaturated. So you have to figure out how you're gonna stand out. 'Cause
Yeah.
it can't just be that your music's good. Like
Because a lot of it now is just a popularity contest.
Yeah, yeah. And,
You can have no sound, but as long as you have an image, it's there.
yeah, it's kind of hard, and that's kind of like this whole like. I appreciate TikTok for what it is, but like,
Yeah.
so much gets run by trends, and like, it's not like, is this good? It's like, nope. Is this catchy? Like, is this?
Right.
Is this? Did you make a trend for this? Like, did it become one? Yeah. Like, okay, your song's gonna fucking like.
Yeah.
So that's why you see like these older songs being like brought back to life.
Brought
and
right
popular.
back to
Yeah.
life.
And so like I definitely like do like concede to TikTok. They'll be like, you guys have this app has power.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Like
take,
Trey Songz just took back off of TikTok.
Yeah.
They
There's so many,
streamed
like,
together
fucking-
little clips of him losing his mind in his videos and made him blow right back up.
and he's back up. But it's I've seen it happen with like small artists, and then just like old artists that haven't like that song has been played forever. Like and then
Yeah.
now it's like retracking, going back to number one. Like that's how like
Yeah.
like how strong that is. But it also like the thing I noticed, I'm like, oh, a lot of these songs like that were like popping up for an era. I'm like, oh, they all sound like similar because they figured out what the trend was, and it's like let's go with what's popular and
Yeah.
make it. So it's hard. I think it's hard depending on what type of artist you want to be, and that's fine. If you don't want to be like someone who's making like just popular shit, like that's cool. Like, but you might run into the fact that like other people will do it, and it's gonna like it's, maybe you won't get listened to as much, or maybe you're gonna have to work even fucking harder to
to do
surpass
something
them,
with
to
it.
do something
Absolutely.
with it. And that's that's just your grind. That's you chose it. That's what you want to do. Just make sure you're about it. You know what I mean?
Like my song Money Dance. It's by far my biggest song.
Yeah.
Straight from TikTok.
Really?
Literally. Like I was just drunk, freestyled it with my friend. Not at all like the lane I do, but
yeah.
My homie Clint, like he danced in the video. He's got over 2 million followers on TikTok.
Holy shit.
I shot him a little bit of bread. He did a dance video. And I got like a fucking 1,000 little kids doing the money dance.
Like, see, it fucking works. Like, I mean, there's a thing to it.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's good and there's bad, which is there's with tons of stuff. But
yeah.
I think that's just the artist game, man. Like you have to, if you're not in it to want to struggle, it's like then you shouldn't be an artist or a musician, because that's all it is, until you get to a point like which, it's very few of us that get there, or very few of us. I ain't there, but it's few people that get there, But if you're not willing to put that work in, sacrifice, it doesn't matter for any grind, like any of those grinds, you know what I mean? Like anything artistic, anything that takes that kind of stuff it's gonna take work, and you just got to be about it. Like, what I mean? Like you just got to be willing to put that work and be willing to take the L if it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, because it might not. But I think you just have to enjoy what you like doing.
Nah, for sure. And that's probably the biggest thing I could preach right now to a lot of artists too. I keep saying a lot of things are like the biggest thing, but like mental health is a big fucking issue right now, and all these artists are all fucking emotional in their feelings and shit. The little Peep wave, little Xan wave, changed a lot of things, and a lot of artists feel like they have to make music that caters to their fans and caters to their audience, because they'll sign a fucked up deal and the label's like, nah, you can only put out shit like this. But you've got all these independent artists that are like doing this. Like you have no deal, no control over your music. It's solely you.
Yeah.
And you're choosing to put that mental battle on you. You didn't make music originally for anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of an issue I've been struggling with, like being on the road, working so much. I've been trying to make shit that caters, to the audience that I have, rather than making the music I enjoy making myself. So like that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's a struggle, especially because like when you write songs that cater to like your audience, it feels good at the time when you're performing. And it's like, oh, they like this shit because I literally wrote this shit for you. You know what I mean?
It's like,
but like, you know what? Do I like doing this shit?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Do I enjoy this shit?
Exactly. It's hard. And it must suck ass for like the label. Actually, I just saw this was a clip I saw the other day, but it's like T-Pain talking about like when he was showing XXX Tentacion his last album. It was like an album that his label made him like write. Like he had to write a certain like type of shit, and he was like, "That's kind of fucked up." That was the last thing he heard of me, was this fucking bullshit album that I didn't even want to do. Like the label, made me do it.
Straight up.
But that's what labels are so interesting to see, and I don't know. There's gonna be a time where they become a thing of the past. I think
Absolutely.
the way things
Especially
are going.
with all the distributors now.
People, you can distribute your own shit. You find your right network on how to promote shit.
Yeah,
you're golden, because that's all the label can offer you, like the connections there. But if you find a way and a team to make those for you, like, or you make them yourself, and like the people that are gonna do, like you know what you need the label for. You know what I mean? Like figure out how to fund your own like recording and things like that, and then or maybe just a lot of stuff that I've been seeing is like people just getting just distributing deals. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Because like when I started hearing about like what 360 deals were and shit, I'm like, that's so garbage.
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
I didn't know, and I was one of those that was like, oh yeah, you get the label and then you're good, right? Like you're famous. And I'm like, oh no, you meet all these people that got deals and like are fucking broke now. You know what I mean?
It's because they're there to trick you. Hey, I'm finna give you this 100 racks at 30% interest, and you do what you want with it. I'm not gonna tell you that you need to use this 100 racks on recording, visuals, features, and marketing.
Yeah, it's all you. Like
I'm gonna just give you this 100K cash, and your stupid ass is gonna go buy a chain, get a car, and fuck it off at the strip club. And now you're this broke rapper that is under contract slaving for 4 years. You feel me?
Yeah, it happens.
It's
so
it's
often.
fucked
It's
up,
fucked.
but that's, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to read the paperwork you're signing, the least you could do is go pay an entertainment lawyer or whoever the fuck $500 just to read it.
Just read it. Tell you
feel
exactly
me?
what the fuck it is you're signing. You know what I mean?
For real.
Like that's an investment that is well worth whatever the fuck you're gonna pay for, because it
Yeah.
won't even be that much compared to how much you're gonna
Yeah.
fucking lose.
Nah, for real.
Like if you sign the wrong shit,
You'd be
because
surprised.
that
A
shit
lot of
is
the-
like
a lot of these
contracts are.
artists
You
are
can't piss
signing
off contracts. You
for
know
a
what I
little
mean? Like,
bit, little bitty bread too.
yeah,
Five,
exactly.
5-10 bands.
Yeah, and you get fucked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because like I didn't have time to write. I was just excited about this. Like nah, at any
Absolutely.
point, at any level, at any amount of money that they're offering you, like that shit. You figure out exactly what the fuck you're signing. Figure out how you get out of it if you don't like some shit. Figure out everything that they're gonna make you do, like because I saw some of these that were starting to take like shit off of like touring and shit off of like merch that you pay for. I'm like that makes no fucking sense. Like, why are you taking money from like shit that I like am paying for myself? And then like it used to be like tour. Okay, you wouldn't make shit off your music, but you'd make. You're touring, and then people started being greedy and wanted
You
to
get
part of
your
your
show
touring,
money.
and be like, oh fuck, now
Yeah.
you don't even get your show money, like
At all.
That's fucking crazy, and that's the only time you make money. That's why these like artists are touring as much as they fucking can.
It's kind of like I said earlier too. Like managers be fucking artists out of bread all the time. Like no cap. I know this one specific artist booking price is $5K, and the manager tried to tell me 75. You know?
Oh shit.
Yeah, like fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Like you don't need that. I'm not here to pay you this extra $2,500.
When I know that shit is just going to you. You know what I mean?
You
It's
feel
just
me?
you trying to take that shit off the top.
Yeah, like fuck that. You know, you get your percentage of your artist. You know, that's what you get as your manager.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna cap. Like I used to pay Tyron a monthly retainer as management. You feel me? But we started making enough money together where he told me straight up, like, bro, we're eating. You don't need to pay me anymore. I'm making money with you. I don't need to make money off of you.
Yeah.
And that's like a real relationship there. You feel me?
That's the difference between someone who's like would have just kept you on that shit and been like, no, you
Nah,
you
for
still
real.
gotta- and then someone who's actually like looking out for you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
but-
that's what I mean by the right people around you.
Exactly. If you've got the right support system, anything's possible.
Yeah,
For real.
I feel that 100%. Like,
real.
You have the right support system, the right people that are gonna call you on your shit, tell you what the fuck you're doing that's fucking up, and tell you the right moves and the wrong moves that you're doing. Like that's what you need. Like you can't have bullshit around. You can't have people that are gonna tell you what you want to hear. Like you can't just have just pure encouragement. Like it's got to be like, hey, fix this shit. Like work on this. Like you're fucking off. Like you're not paying attention to what you're doing. And like you need that. Like otherwise, if you don't have that self, discipline for that yourself, and then everyone loses it at one point. So you need someone like around the right people to be like, hey, you're coming off. You're not on track anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking off. Like
And
you're not,
and that's the best part about having, you know what I'm saying, a manager and a mentor around. You feel me? Like when I'm slacking, they'll tell me like, hey bro, you need to pick it up or you need to do this. You feel me? And a lot of people don't know, like I got a 50-50 deal. You know, I'm with the independent company based out of DFW. You feel me? And we got like a love-hate relationship because 50-50s, you know what I'm saying? They got to split, you know?
Yeah.
And shit, as an artist, if I'm already covering all this and now you're telling me you're going to split with me, shit, we doubling up.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, and indies, like, it's not a lot of money coming in. It's a lot of money going out. So
Yeah. You gotta know exactly what you're getting into and the people you're fucking with, man. Fuck, man. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it, man. Don't get the right people around you, and have the right team, and you can definitely get to where you want to go. Like I said, just don't bullshit yourself. Don't get people that are gonna bullshit you, and if you're gonna be in this life, you gotta grind for it. You're gonna have to work.
Absolutely.
You have to work, and I feel like you do that. I feel like you embody that. Day after day, I see you like hustling, and like I said, I like this is really like the first time I'm getting like to talk to you for a little bit long time. But
no, for sure.
But definitely, like I love what you're doing. Music's fucking that Suburban Street Baby 2 tape I was listening to. I'm like, I fucking love that tape. That shit vibes. But no, man, keep doing what you're doing. You're fucking killing it. And I don't know, man. Plug whatever you want to plug in. I don't know what you got going on, man.
Yeah, Gang Signs 3 drops this December. Dalibu's Most Wanted, you dig? It drops start of 2022. Shout out Air Light Shows, Aeronautics, High Tolerance Entertainment, Chill Sounds and Breakdowns. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Suburban Trap Guard, and it's got the link tree for all streaming platforms. Goddamn me, he did.
Gotcha. Check out all of D-Money stuff. I will link everything down at the bottom. And man, thank you for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for real, for real.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you guys later. Take it easy.